Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to my shop. This video is going to be a blast from the past because you're going to get to watch me fix mistakes I made 39 years ago. This project actually this is just one of the doors. The project's actually finished now and the weather's not cooperating it to get it back moved into the house. And I'm not installing the doors because this thing's heavy enough as it is. I'll do that after it's back in the house. But this is a reproduction ice box, and it's made out of red oak. And this, I think this was my 6th furniture project. And as we progress, we all learn something, everyone. So eventually you'll get to the point where you get it mostly right instead of mostly wrong. In this case, this one was probably, there was a lot of wrong in this, and you're going to see me fix 3 items specifically that I messed up on that I should have done better. But you don't know what you don't know, and that's what this video is about. So let me share with you what went wrong. Now remember, the fix is already on this, so these gussets supporting the back feet, that's going to be added in this video. But these legs were fairly spindly and they basically had no support. So when we slid this across the carpet, when it's fixed here, this bottom shelf was in an 1/8 inch deep dado. It was just glue. There were no mechanical fasteners, no support on this leg. So when this leg starts flexing out, it just popped away. The glue gave way here. It gave way here. And there's a middle shelf in here, and it gave way in that dado here, just on the back legs, the front leg. But anyway, with that said, let's just get to the content and I'll show you how I fixed it. I got this thing turned over, and honestly I do not remember whether I glued this glue-on back panel on, but I'm going to try to pull some of this out. So I've got some needle nose pliers, a pry bar, and diagonal cutters, and I do know that these were nailed in with just a hammer. And I'm going to pitch those. I did not even have a nailer at that point. So I'm not going to bore you with all this. I'm just going to be pulling these up, trying to keep the back intact. And it's already got some split outs from where this piece broke out, but you can see how well that's gone. And I'm going to drill a few holes. Interesting thing about this clamp pad, it looks like it's covering up the sawdust chips on this. So I'm not sure how effective that design is. Maybe it would have been better had I put it from this side, but I can't do it because of these tabs. So I guess if you're doing it this way, it's intended that you actually screw into the bottom of the board. So I think on the opposite side I'm going to try that instead of using a clamp pad. So I'm going to try to just use one of these 1 1/4 inch screws, and I will position this here about in the center. I'm not sure how much in the way of the camera I'm going to be, but it helps if you go forward. It's pretty secure. Chip extraction works a lot better that way. So I guess if you reverse these tabs to where they're upside down, so you can do something like this, it's intended not to use the clamp pad. Need to get a shorter drill. That'll work. Got some 5-minute epoxy mixed up, and I'm just going to use a stick to put down in the groove. The reason I'm using epoxy is because this was previously glued with a PVA glue, and I can't really get in to clean it out. Pocket full screw hooks. And let me swing the camera around, because when I pulled the back off I found another problem that was from original construction, and let me see what I can do to resolve that issue. Here's a scrap of underlayment from my flooring project, and it's actually flush here, but here there's a big bulge, so I'm not sure that I'm going to mess around with trying to clean out that rabbit, but I think I want to try to take that down. Okay, to fix this taper, I need to basically take 2.5 millimeters off down to nothing there. So the way I've decided to do this is with a router. I just don't think I'd get a smooth enough surface trying to sand her. And what I did, I went through my scrap bin. I found this piece of scrap here that is the same depth as this rabbet or rebate on the top. So I've put together a quick jig with glue and some 21 gauge pins, just out of scrap from the shop, a couple of pieces of 3/4 inch ply, and on this one I just made sure that the crown on both of these was sticking up on the upside. Glued and nailed a hardwood fence at both ends with a consistent spacing, and a little piece of that spacer material down here to where it just sits on top of that plywood bottom. I really wasn't expecting material to be removed down on there. Maybe I might have something wrong with my jig. Or it could be that it's just not straight, which is a possibility. Okay, I definitely dipped the middle down further than I needed to, and I think that was just due to the flex of these rails over that distance. I probably should have stiffened them, but that 5mm underlayment that was used as the back is it's flexible enough. It's not going to matter. Instead of bowing out, it's just going to bow in a little. So I've decided to reuse my jig, but it's too long. Right now it bridges all the way across. And what I've done here is that I want to start at 0 here and then taper down to here. So what I'm doing is taking this double square, loosen that, dropping that down, and it looks to be just over 1/8 of an inch. And I went through my scrap pile. I didn't have exactly 1/8 of an inch. I'm not going to be overly concerned about this, but I've got this 3mm Baltic birch, and I'm just going to bridge across there. So I've already done my layout marks, and I wanted to kind of split this thing. I didn't want this thing out on the very end because I think that would just be a weaker joint. But I've got enough leg width here that I can actually mount that thing back, further back, approximately the center of the leg. And I tried to, since when I put the pocket holes in, I just did that by eye, and obviously they're different. So I've kind of taken the average and I've selected 28mm down from there. I took this, transferred that mark around, and on this one it is 34mm down from the back edge. So I'm going to have to make several adjustments on the Zeta P2 fence. Not to mention when I do that cut. But I've set this for, with the auxiliary fence, set this for 28mm using the scale. I think I'll do both of these and then reset and do this cut, and then cut the joinery on the gussets.
some access holes. I'll put the female side in. Okay, I think I got it in there now. Just took a little bit of finagling so I can. All the lines seem to be lined up. Yeah, guess it's in there solid. I don't think I'm going to put glue on it. I thought about it, but I didn't really want to clean the finish off of this. I think that overall, I think this will be an effective fix. And you know, shouldn't have had to make it, but if I knew more back when I built it, I would do this a whole lot differently today. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.